What a day. You look lonely. I can fix that. Not even that hard, just picture it.
Baby girl, you're so damn fine, duh.
I know it's real.
From behind, duh. I'm sipping on you like some fine wine, duh. And when it's over, I press rewind, duh. I eat off the bands,
I know it's real.
I got a Glock in my Rari. 17 shots, no 38. I got a Glock in my Rari.
Fuck's sake. Yeah,
I
that's
might
that's
start
one.
right now just you being fucking annoyed at the camera because
Yeah.
it's...
Fucking hell. Right. I think I might have to leave and come back because it's like shifted the camera. Like that, it was in the middle and now that's what it's looking at. Like, is there something I can do to fucking... What a fucking ball ache. I mean, that looks retarded, man. Oh, you're not allowed to say that word anymore. Yeah, that looks spasticated. Oh, that one.
Spasticated.
Yeah,
I haven't
spasticated.
heard that. I've heard spastic. I haven't heard
Yeah,
spasticated.
spasticated.
That's very
Nah, I don't like that.
That's very
You just-
fan-spastical, lad. So.
I hate this.
This is just your vanity. This is just like, it has to be fucking perfect. You have to
It
see
is.
all me fucking toys. Like,
You do?
look at me fucking toys. To
Right,
prove that just to prove that I've
that's it.
seen these. I've seen these shows, you know.
I haven't seen them all,
Have you?
except
What?
Game of Thrones,
You're like,
but they
what's
were
that
cheap.
character? You're like, oh, is that Iron Man? You just point to Chucky. You're just like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Iron Man. That's,
I love Iron Man.
That's
Right,
Timothy
that's what I have to
Stark.
do.
Yeah.
Timothy Stark, exactly.
It's just
My
getting
favourite
all fucking
character
nuts.
of the DC universe,
Yeah.
Timothy Stark.
Yeah, I love Dead Pond. He's dead
Yeah,
good.
same.
I'm looking forward to Dead Pond 2. And,
Yeah,
and
Dead
Wolfie,
Pond 2.
Wolfie guy.
Wolf dude.
Wolf
Yeah.
Dude 17. Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
man.
That's just reminded us, the film I have to talk to you about is fucking The Expendables. Did you watch Expendables 4?
Expendables 4, yeah.
That might be the worst film I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I've got a pretty fucking low standard, as you fucking know, for movies. Like, normally
Right.
I'd just be like, I'll watch absolute shit and enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
There was no enjoyment to be had
At all.
at all for me. Did you find
You
it
see,
good?
I mean,
The kid fucking-
I'm gonna sound like the worst person in the world, but the stuff without Megan Fox in, I loved. Do you know what I mean?
But that was that's the point. Megan
I
Fox
know.
was 90% of the movie.
Yeah.
Fucking Stallone was about fucking 2%.
And he turned up in his own movie for a paycheck. Do you know what he paid himself to be in it 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Had to put his ring for a long time. Was that a metaphor for something else, like? Do you know what I mean? I just need me ring. Do you want to get me ring back from those big
Can you-
boys?
Like, unrelated, because obviously in that film he has a massive, literal, physical ring. But can you imagine how fucking weathered his actual fucking human ring must be? He looks like leather now. Can you imagine
He
what his arsehole was like?
Fucking hell. That the fall off. I mean, it's obviously plastic surgery, but I mean, I idolized him when I was younger,
Oh,
like
God.
prop idolized. But now he just looks like a fucking damp sponge. Do you know what I mean?
He looks like an old
face.
lady's purse, and I mean
Yeah.
that in every connotation. So, like, literally an old lady's vagina, and literally the leather
Yeah.
purse.
He does like it's just.
I've just lost audio of you because obviously we never have good issues with this show.
Oh, we're back?
You're back. What happened there?
No idea, mate. Haven't a clue. Anyway, I watched this documentary about... Oh, hold on. We haven't even put the fucking recording on for Audacity, man.
I have. You haven't.
I haven't. Fuck's sake. Suck me. Hold on.
Right, it's on. That's gonna. I'll do the editing for Audacity. Don't worry, because that's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, that's.
Right.
I'm
okay.
leaving all this in. I don't care.
Oh no, neither do I. I don't give a shit anymore. It's going to be one of those podcasts where we just talk shit and make mistakes, and everyone can watch it. Well, I mean, the three people can watch it: me,
Yeah.
you, and somebody.
Me, you,
with
and
force.
one of our split personalities. Yeah, or like
Yeah,
a force
that's
a
it.
girlfriend. You know what I mean?
So anyway, I watched this documentary thing about Arnie and Sly,
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
they're both like sat in chairs talking about their careers and how they helped each other, even though they hate each other and stuff. And like, Arnie looks really good for his age, and then Sly looks like, you know, when SpongeBob's in Sandy's little house and he's all dried out.
Yeah.
He looked like that. He was constantly licking his lips because he just couldn't. He couldn't get any spit in his mouth because it's just like you said. It's an old lady's purse. It
I
is.
wonder if that's like a roid thing, you know, like how obviously they're all on fucking HRT and it like just like sucks all the liquid out of your body.
Yeah.
What's that for? It's creatine, isn't it? Creatine, like that's not what he's on, obviously, but like creatine's one of those things that it can only add a couple of pounds of muscle, but it dries you out massively.
Right. Okay.
Because it's something like it pulls all your water into your muscles or some shit. So it's like it can give you that like kind of visual of being 5 pounds, like having 5 pounds more muscle. Which
Nice. I'm going to start using that then. I mean, I'm not exercising, but I mean, it's going to make us look thinner.
Well, not make you look thinner. It'll just make you look like you've got 5 pounds more muscle. So if you're already fat, you'll just look fatter, really.
I don't want to do. I don't want to do
If you have
that.
muscle under the fat, you just push the fucking. But
I do that with
but it
sandwiches.
dries you
I don't
out.
need creatine.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's the thing with it's like it dries you out. So I wonder if it's like because he's obviously on so much fucking gear because like you just wouldn't be maintaining any kind of physicality at that age.
No,
He's basically
no.
dust. He's muscle and dust.
Yeah,
in fact,
that's...
you know what it is? It's like at once it was muscle, but now you know, like if it's like comparing like a fine cut of meat to like fucking bit of pepperoni. That's what his arms are now.
Yeah,
It's
Jesus,
like
yeah.
he's they're technically muscle, but they're like freeze dried muscle that if you would eat them, they would survive the Fallout apocalypse, but they would also give you cancer.
That seems fair.
But yeah, the fucking film, like, did you see his fucking the back tire on his motorbike?
No.
Oh my god! So like in the fucking opening scene, or one of the opening scenes, I think it's the opening scene. He's pulling up to a bar, and it's the widest back tire you've ever seen in your life, and it's so he doesn't fall off.
Yeah, it's
And
old
so he
man
doesn't-
motorbike.
It's so he doesn't have to support the weight of the motorbike because obviously like Harleys are heavy as fuck. But it's like a fucking tractor tire on the back. It's so fucking wide. It's just like,
Yeah.
mate, just accept you're dead.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it. Just,
at
I
this
mean,
point-
come on. Like, the first two Expendables I really enjoyed, but it's just
Yeah.
diminishing returns after that. Like, the third one, it had Mel Gibson, and for some reason it still was terrible. And I love Mel Gibson. I mean, he can say whatever he wants to lady cops about their tits and stuff. I'll still watch his
Yeah,
movies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. He can say all the racist. He can hate all the Jews he wants. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
And if he puts out a banger, I'm going to watch it. Do you know what I mean?
He's too charismatic for us to be like,
He is.
I'm all a little anti-Semitic. Not really, but still, you know what I mean? But still, he's pretty
does
charismatic.
he have a point? I'll say he does because I want to watch Lethal Weapon 5. Do you know what I mean? Don't cancel him until he makes that.
Yeah, did he go
And
too
then you
far?
can
Yes,
cancel him.
but am I going to watch the 100%? Also, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he literally called Winona Ryder an oven dodger, and that is evil, but also pretty funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That is,
fucking
yeah.
money. Like I'm fucking crying. Oven dodger is such a good fucking insult, isn't it?
It is like, he's like, oh, you're not an oven dodger, are you? Like, come on, Mel, put down the drink. Do you know what I mean?
That's some
We've got
fucking-
movies to
That's
make.
some 100-year dodge, like, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like...
Jesus.
I mean,
Christ.
she wasn't even born around that
Yeah.
time, but yeah, still. Anyway, but I mean, I heard he's making the sequel to Passion of the Christ, which I never thought would be a thing.
the
so
passion of the Christ with more passion.
yeah, that's it. It's just Jesus with Uzis. Do you know what I mean? I'm back,
The
motherfuckers.
taglines is, we killed him again. All right. Fucking hell.
Question mark. We killed him again? Oh shit! I just pulled my fucking ear out.
You've
Well,
never
not my
seen-
actual ear, but
Oh,
my fucking
people say,
headphones.
We've never seen a resurrection like this before.
Jesus too, now with Uzis. That's what this podcast is now. We're just gonna make up names for Passion of the Christ 2.
Yeah. Only
To
for
be
2
fair.
hours.
Yeah, but I don't understand how. Well, I mean, I understand they do it because he's going to roll a stone away on Easter, like he did in the Bible, the other work of fiction. Oh, Mitchie. But Jim Cazile, or whatever his name is, said he would never ever do something like that again.
Yeah.
Because he literally got electrocuted twice by lightning while making that movie. So if there's a God is not happy with you. If you've been electrocuted once.
Nah, he
You know what I
just
mean?
thought
But
he was
twice-
like, this scene will look lit, literally.
Yeah,
Just, like,
and
threw a
he was on
thunderbolt down.
fire. But yeah, he was whipped. He was electrocuted. They put a thing of thorns on his head, and it stuck into his head.
Mel Gibson fucked him, just like...
Yeah, Mel Gibson, banged him in that. So, I mean, allegedly, of course, we can't say he did 100%.
He had like
you know what I mean?
the crown of thorns. He had the fucking cock ring of thorns on. So it was
Yeah,
just like, oh,
that's it.
fuck.
But I mean, Does he hate Jews though? Because I mean, wasn't Jesus a Jew and he loved making that movie? So I'm beating to death a Jew, but still,
he loved the payday at their expense.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, so Mel Gibson might be a piece of shit, but if he makes Lethal Weapon 5, I'm gonna forgive him.
Fucking sold. But yeah, I just need to keep going on about Expendables 4
Yeah,
because I just
that's
can't.
fine.
Like, it's the first movie genuinely in about 10 years where I was upset after watching it. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, this, like, it. My time is probably not ever well spent, you know what I mean? So I'm not someone who's like, my time is important, but it's the first movie in my life where I was like, that was a massive waste of my life. I can't believe, like, that's one of those
Yeah.
moments I'll look back on my deathbed and be like, any regrets? Yeah, watching Expendables
Yeah.
4? Why the fuck
That's
did
it.
Why?
Fuck you, Sly, when you die in that.
it was
I mean,
like-
he'll still be alive,
The
powdery
entire-
and in a wheelchair, but
Embalmed in fucking formaldehyde, and he's just like,
Yeah.
he can only fucking blink. He speaks in Morse code.
yeah,
AI just does a fucking, like, really offensive copy of his voice for him.
yeah. Expendables 4. Yeah.
But yeah, fucking, they must have spent the entire budget on Megan Fox, like.
Mhm.
I totally didn't know that.
Why?
I've got like a fucking new TV, so I've got like a fucking big fucking OLED or whatever, and it makes like everything look good, but it also makes like 4K stuff like you can just see too much detail. And like,
Right.
don't get us wrong, Megan Fox is literally an attractive woman. She's literally fit.
Mm-hmm.
She looks incredible for her age, whatever. She's had loads of work done or whatever. But it was like soul thing. I was just like looking at her and I was like, you look gross. Like, you look gross. And you're all this movie and you cannot act and you look, and this has come from me, you know what I mean? Like, I look like a fucking hairy turd myself, but like, come on.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is who you paid for. And she was
Megan
shit.
Fox, yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
there was scenes when they were like, they were locked up on a ship or some shit, and they were like walking,
Yeah.
and they were walking around the fucking ship, and it looked like what, like a school play. Do you know, like when you like
Yeah,
kids are
all the
practicing for a
sets.
school play, and like
Oh, right,
all
yeah.
6 kids are in the same fucking point of the scene. And like
Uh-huh.
one of them's reading the line, and the other ones are doing fucking nothing, and really shouldn't be in the shot because they're like
Yeah.
adding nothing to it. Like, it was like that, and it was that
Yeah.
thing of like, it was literally 4K, but it just didn't look like they'd spent any money on it.
No. Well, they make them for as cheap as a budget as they possibly can. So, and I mean, most of the budget went on Sly's ring and fucking Megan
actual
Fox.
ring,
Apparently,
yeah.
his
They
actual
paid a guy to,
dusty
like,
ring.
massage cream into his fucking
Yeah, he's like,
butt
is this
hole.
going to be in shot? Like, no, Sly, your ring's never in shot. Well, still, massage the ring.
Well,
Do you
still,
know what I mean?
you're gonna need some industrial cream.
Yeah.
You know that kind of fucking cream like workers use, that like tradies use at the end of a fucking day to soften their tough hands. Like
Yeah.
bricklayers rub on their hands at the end of a
Yeah.
shift. That's what the
That's
on
just for his
fucking
hoop, just
arsehole.
constant. Sly needs more hoop cream.
Please give me more cream.
But, I mean, even Sly came out and said the movie should have just focused on Jason Statham, which it should have, because he was the best part. Do you know what I mean? But it was so obvious that the bad guy was going to be Andy Garcia. Like, I was like, straight away, he's like, oh, this guy. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, that's him. It's him, mate.
just
Watch.
super shit, and then the whole
And it was
like
disappointing.
obviously spoilers again, but like fucking, you know, obviously the end him showing up and that. I wasn't even happy about him still being
Yeah.
alive. I was like, at this point, I was just like, well, I feel dead inside, so I was hoping
Yeah.
you were actually dead in this.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, oh, that means there's going to be another one.
I mean, fucking, I didn't enjoy Last Rambo. Was it Last Blood?
Yeah.
Last Blood. Like, I
It was
loved
just-
Rambo, and then I didn't love Last Blood. I thought Last Blood was shit. So and I felt at that point it was like, now's time to stop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I didn't hate it, but at the same time, I'm just aware that he's just straight murdering Mexicans the whole movie. It's just like, there's no other white people but him. Literally. Everyone else is Mexican. He's just like, oh, you've raped me Mexican goddaughter or something. Well, I'm going to kill Mexicans.
His fucking Mel Gibson's Jews. He's Mexicans. He's just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I'll
it.
just fucking cut a bunch of Mexicans in half. Like,
Yeah. It was all right, but it just wasn't great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They called it Last Blood, but he was like, I'm down to make another one. So why call it Last Blood? And just don't Rambo, the last one, Fall or whatever. That was a good one. Do you know what I mean? So just stop while you're ahead. I'm glad he's not making any more Rockies, because I mean, nobody wants Rocky 9. Do you know what I mean? Is it 9? No, it'll be
We call it
7.
rockin'.
7. Yeah, rockin'.
Rocky chair.
Yeah. But I mean, don't get us wrong, I love Sly, but Expendables 3 and 4 were just crap. And Expendables 3 being a 12 made no sense. It's a fucking action movie.
It's just, at what point do you like let go of these people in your life? It's in like, you're too old. Like your work's enough. Like, stop.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Like, for me personally,
it.
like, I loved Arnold Schwarzenegger films. Like, obviously they were in my youth and stuff like that. But like, I don't want to see more Arnold Schwarzenegger films. Really, I just don't.
I mean,
it's never gonna be.
It depends on what. Yeah, it depends on what it is. You know what I mean? Like, if he's not like, I don't want to see him as the Terminator again, because I mean, come on,
well, that's what I'm
you're
saying.
a
Like,
machine.
I mean,
Why'd you
I
look
grew to the
old?
point, like I watched. I don't know if I told you. True Detective Night County. It was like the latest season of True Detective, and Jodie Foster's fucking incredible in it. Like, absolutely incredible. And obviously she's an older woman now, and fucking mad respect to her because she hasn't had fucking loads of work done. She looks like an old woman. She's like aged naturally, and she's fucking brilliant in it. And like, just thinking about it right now, I would watch a film if it was Arnold Schwarzenegger and he was playing a straight role and he wasn't playing the muscle guy.
Yeah.
If it was fucking obviously brilliantly written, and I can't think of what they'd fucking put him in that.
Well,
You know
that's
what
the
I mean?
thing.
Would
I
be
mean,
his wheelhouse.
these actors have got a subset of things they can do, and now they can't do it anymore. Like, I will say for Sly, he's definitely better at drama than Arnie.
Yeah.
Like, The Tulsa King, I've watched that. That's a good drama. It's not action-packed. There is violence, but it's not like, you know, he's not mowing down 40 guys. Do you know what I mean? There's like a bunch of them killing people because he's like
He just mows
started a
down
mafia in
39
Tulsa.
Mexicans.
Yeah,
He's fucking
he just
SUV
murders
accidentally.
all Mexicans.
Like, that wasn't in the script. They're like, write it in the fucking script quickly.
Yeah. I'm not racist. I've got a black driver. Yeah, but he's driving you though, and you whip him when he doesn't. That's racism, Sly. Allegedly, don't sue her. But yeah, fucking hell. I didn't care anymore.
Yeah, remember when I was like, yeah, should we like maybe go? This one's gonna go on the Patreon. I'm like, that's gonna be every episode.
Every episode's on the Patreon.
And
but
nowhere
yeah,
else.
just and nowhere else. Yeah, so I mean, it'd be stupid if we didn't talk about Baby Reindeer. You don't really know that much about it, do you?
Tell us the fucking plot again, because you did tell
Right.
us last week, and I already
Right.
forgot.
So this guy, he worked in a bar. He was a failed comedian, and if you go look back at his comedy, it's all on YouTube. You can see why, because it's fucking awful. This woman, I mean, obviously you don't know if it's a true story, even though they've claimed it is. She's come out, and she's fucking mental, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. Like,
Right.
she is absolutely insane. She can sit there and say she didn't do it, but I believe she did, 100%. Because of our TV interview with Piers Morgan. But anyway, she comes into this pub. He offers her a cup of tea, and then it just spirals out of control. She emails him for 41,000 times, random stuff like, I've just had an egg. And
That's good. That's the good shit you need to know, though.
yeah, that is the good shit you need to know, like, to be fair.
I'd
Like,
send 41,000 emails back and be like, what kind of egg was it? Was it poached? Was it scrambled?
yeah, like 41,000 emails
Each one
just
would be
about
like-
the egg. Yeah? I'm sold that.
Whenever she
That's not
changes the
stalking, that's
subject,
curiosity.
Yeah, when she changes the subject, I'd bring it back onto the egg. Like,
Yeah,
no,
that's
but
it.
seriously, though, like,
No, but how good was that egg, though?
but tell me more about the egg.
But it goes into like his need for attention, and like he was sexually abused by a guy. Like he was raped by this guy,
Right.
but he kept going back because he was promised something. He wanted
What,
fame
he kept
and
going back
fortune.
for rape? What?
Well, he didn't keep going back for
He
rape.
kept going back. He's like, it's probably going to happen again. He's like, well.
Well, I mean, he did keep going back after the rape.
So
do you know what I mean?
the
'Cause-
did send us some of that fucking arse lotion, so I'll just put some on just in
Yeah.
case the rape happens again.
just in case of rape. But like his whole life he wanted to be famous and he wanted to be somebody. So he meets this woman who literally is his like hype man. She literally laughs at all his jokes. So he's like, oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then she becomes obsessive and stalks him. But he leads her on the whole time until I would say about it's over 3 years until the last year he stops leading her on.
Yeah.
And then he's like, something needs to be done. But obviously the damage was already done because she was obviously ill. And I do believe she's got a mental health issue. Like, because if you watch the Piers Morgan interview, she's gone. Do you know what I mean? She says things like, I've got a photographic memory. So Piers will say, so what were your grades at school? Can't remember. That's not a photographic memory, love. She's like,
I've got eidetic memory, but just for things that I already can remember and recall right now. So
that's
just
it.
no, just for that, I've got specific eidetic memory.
yeah, it's very, very
I've
specific.
got really niche.
Yeah.
I can only
It's a
recall
eidetic
anything related
niche
to
memory.
that egg.
Yeah, that's it. So she'd say stuff like, I never sent him a letter. And then 5 minutes later, oh, I sent him a letter. Like, but you just said you didn't send him a letter. Like, you're lying. And she's like, no, I'm not. And then he'd be like, right, to go back to these emails, did you send 41,000 emails? No, I didn't send. Even if I did, it doesn't mean I'm a stalker. Like, well, pick your lane. Do you know what I mean? Which is it? So she's now trying to sue Piers Morgan for 1.5 million because her fee to go on was 250 quid. And that's all she got. Well, Richard Gard, the guy who made this show based on his real life, is obviously now a millionaire, multi-millionaire. But yeah, I mean,
the thing is, though, is they probably did give her a big payout. It's just because our memory's actually shit. She just forgot. It's like, you only give us 250 and an egg. Like, that's like, I'm pretty sure
nobody give you an egg.
Nobody
give you an egg. You brought the egg. You offered us the eggs.
You drew a little face on it. You said, meet Humpty Dumpty. Like, what? Really?
But I mean, there should have been a duty of care because, I mean, not to sound horrible, but she's fucking mental. Yeah. She's obviously somewhere along the line just had a breakdown, right? And it's shitty on her, but also it's shitty on him because she stalked him for 3 years, sat outside his home and told his parents that he was dead and stuff like that. Like, if it's to be believed, obviously. I don't know if it is. But he says it is. She says it's not.
So why is it called Baby Reindeer then?
Because she had a baby reindeer when she was a kid.
Right.
That she used to cuddle when her parents fought and argued.
Was it an egg?
Probably an egg, to be fair. She drew antlers on, to be fair. Merry Christmas, he has a boiled egg.
Rudolph?
But she said he reminded her of the baby reindeer.
Right.
So that's why she calls him Baby Reindeer. But he was a 6'1" crackhead, do you know what I mean? What reindeer looks emaciated?
You're going to make it, Baby Reindeer. I believe in you.
Yeah, well, this is pretty much it.
It sounds like the fucking Mighty Boosh or something. Like, it doesn't sound real at all.
Yeah. She'd go to we stand up and she'd be the only one there laughing. Yeah. Everyone else would be like, this is not funny.
Stand up, to be fair.
Yeah, it was just me in the corner, just like...
just like my fucking girlfriend at the time, trapped, going like, yes, this joke I've heard 500 times. Really funny.
It is still funny, yes.
It is still funny, yes. You're like, remind myself that I love him. Remind myself that I love him.
Yeah. But basically you had like a box with all these things in and you'd be like, this is my hands-free phone and it's got 3 hands on or some shit like that. Yeah, like so it's like dad
comedy,
jokes, prop comedy, and like he'd start it by like doing all these machine gun noises, like throwing grenades and everything. So my mom died yesterday. Like, okay, like just no. Well, so he was like, well,
stand-up comedy is like you should always go. I recommend everyone to go and support their local amateur stand-up night because it's just so bad. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
like you can just go and like there'll be like 10 people and. Honestly, 8 of them are like are literally like this woman. They're mentally unwell people.
Right. Oh well, I want to go there.
So like the only type of prop comedy I seen once was I was doing like this fucking gong show thing in Manchester, and you were waiting in the waiting area, and this guy was writing furiously on his notepad, and he had some plastic bags. I couldn't see what were in them though underneath the table, and he was writing furiously on this notepad, but his handwriting was beautiful. And he was like a quite normal looking bloke and they had beautiful handwriting. So like in my mind, I'm like, well, this guy seems quite smart, you know, like well to do. He looks quite middle class really, you know, like in his dressing style and how like, you know, his penmanship. And then he gets up on stage and he pulls out things like, I've brought all these different types of poo. And I'm going to tell you about the consistencies of poo. And he's pulling out these little, like, you know, like when you get fucking Chinese takeout and it's got, like, the little containers.
Yeah.
Got all these, like, Chinese takeouts with all these different bits of what looks like poo. Like, I was told afterwards it wasn't poo, fucking thankfully. But, I mean,
Thank
the
God.
audience didn't know that. And he's not a known comedian. He's a fucking amateur. So no one really fucking knew if it wasn't real. And then he's like smearing them on his face, and he's like, "This one's quite thick and lumpy. This one's smooth." Like, but what's the joke? Is it like just
where's
like
the comedy?
Is it just because it's gross and that's meant to be like, "Oh my god, look at that"? But like,
I would obviously leave. Do you know what I mean? If someone started smearing shit in the face, I'd be like, "This is not comedy." Do you know what I mean? But also, was it you?
Yeah,
were you the poo guy?
And anyway, I didn't succeed that night.
Yeah,
they never called
Spoiler alert: it was Ben.
Yeah. So anyway, just to finish this podcast,
just throw it at the camera at the end.
And if you go to Patreon, I'm just writing it in shit on
the
your forehead.
Patreon blumpkin.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so yeah, Baby Reindeer is absolutely insane, and I don't believe her at all. I don't believe a word she says. I think she's a fantasist. I think He led her on. I do believe that. He's not an innocent victim. But he does say that in the show. He's like, I led her on. And this is, my choices have led to where I am now.
Yeah.
But obviously now they've led to him being a multimillionaire. But everybody's interested in her. The Martha character. That's our fake name. I can't remember her real name. If I say it more than 3 times, she might like PR in the room. Do you know what I mean? So Fiona, that's her name. But nobody's interested in who the actual rapist is. The guy who sexually abused him for months. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
But the woman who like just emailed him about eggs and stuff, they're just all over.
Yeah, because it's that classic sexism. Because men can't be raped. No one, like, it's like,
yeah, well, that's
no one
it.
cares about like men's pain. So
yeah. Oh no, tell us about it. But yeah, he did keep going back. Because the guy was like a big writer and he was writing this hit show. Obviously, they didn't say what show it was, but so he kept going back and he kept taking drugs and he kept on waking up with him doing things to him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he went to confront him and the bloke said, I've seen your stage show where he like literally breaks down crying about being raped and stalked. And again, that's on the internet.
Really good.
Yeah,
Time.
really funny. It starts off really funny, but then by like episode 4, I'm like, can it do this anymore? I'm like, fuck. But and then he goes to confront him about what he did, and he offers him a job, and he takes it. So like he was then a writer for something, and then and I'm just like, wow, that's the happy
4,
ending. Yeah, that's it. He wrote Expendables 4. What if Megan Fox? Do you know what I mean?
Like, what if we just paid Megan Fox and then we'd just write some scenes around that?
Yeah, so it was insane. It starts off funny, but then it's just a tough watch.
It's just reminded us of like how no one gives a fuck about people's mental health, but it just reminded us of when I used to work for the government, like answering emails and stuff, like for recruitment. We had all these different inboxes for all the different departments, and we would just answer whatever email came through, sort of thing. But there was like some woman who was literally insane and was emailing like multiple times a day, and like everyone knew her email address, and I won't say what it was. I remember it, but it was like a term. You know what I mean? Like, for example, it was get a life. .hotmail or whatever at Hotmail. So it was like get a life at Hotmail. So anytime you saw one from this like fucking like very similar sounding fucking handle, you knew it was just going to be like insanity. But the way the system worked, it logged obviously every previous email you've received from this person, so you could read the fucking chains of emails. And it was like, obviously because it was on fucking government systems, you couldn't like take pictures of it or anything like that or like show anyone. But it was just like some woman who was schizophrenic, basically. And it was just like, they started off really coherent, and it went on for like years. Like they went back something like 4 years, and it was just like, you could just see the degradation in like the fucking writing style and like the chaos
state
in her
of mind.
But it was kind of like, I think she was like living alone. Living just with her son, like a young son, and she was like trying to blame the government for him being bullied at school and saying that like they didn't want her to have the baby and all this shit, and it was just like really fucking dark.
Yeah,
but it was just like you couldn't do nothing about it because you're like, and also told her to do is just delete or block those emails, and they would just try and block her from the inboxes, but she'd always find she was like a ghost in the system. Like somehow one of our emails would just always get through now and again, and then it would get passed around like 3 teams to read and laugh at. You know what I mean? While we just laughed at our fucking mental fucking when really we should be directing her to help, but we're just like, this isn't a recruitment query, so we can't answer this.
Yeah.
Close.
Let's just laugh at her pain.
Like, close. That's the government. No one's coming to save you.
Well, that's it. I mean, I worked a similar job, and we had to fill in forms. And in this form was this massive letter. So obviously it was my job to fill in the form. And then I pulled the letter out, and it was just this long like rant about how she's not paying for something anymore because her husband was a dirty whore who slept with multiple women during their marriage. Yeah. And it's like, so email him and get his tart to pay. And I was like, wow, jeez. But it was like massively thick and long about how she wanted to cut his head off and stuff like that. I was like, Jesus Christ. Do not cheat on this woman again because she's not happy about it. But she's like, I took him back 4 times and he's not even at this address anymore. Blah blah blah. Stop sending stuff like this. And
sometimes I think to myself, like, would I be happier if I was stupid? You know, like if I was like really fucking dumb. You know, like fucking...
That leads me to the perfect thing, right? Have you ever seen an unhappy Down syndrome?
Nah.
Genuinely.
Nah, no? I love them. I actually love people with Down syndrome. Like genuinely, like.
the other day, I was in the town, in my area. I'm not going to say where because Fiona Harvey will turn up. But that's the baby reindeer lady.
Right now. This is all a facade.
I
I'm in
thought
the
so.
bushes.
Like, yes, keep going, don't stop. But yeah, I saw it must have been 40-year-old Down syndrome bloke skipping, bum bag on, skipping.
Fucking
He was
get it.
loving
Bum
life,
bag,
fruit
yes.
shoot in hand.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's what we need, an extra chromosome.
I'm like
do you know what I
5
mean?
years away from starting to wear bum bags. Like I'm pretty close. Like I'm really up there with not giving a fuck. Like I'm wearing like a fucking this is just a Halloween t-shirt in fucking whatever it is now, May, and like fucking that was just like on the rack in fucking Asda. I'm like, I like Halloween. I'll just have that. £2 for a t-shirt that like is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'll wear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
I've got Crocs.
I mean-
I'm already fucking close. Exactly. I already don't give a fuck. I'm so close to having a bum bag because I'm just be like, yeah, but you can just keep all of your stuff.
It's convenient. Do you know what I mean?
I can have my butt cream just ready at any time. Like
that's it.
that.
Down
Sylvester
syndromes have got
Stallone's
it
butt
fucking
cream.
made.
Like I've got a subscription to it. Like,
There you go. But honestly, like, and then I saw him, right, and I was like, wow, like, have I ever seen an unhappy Down syndrome? And,
you're
I
like,
don't think I
it's
ever
not
have.
even that. It's have I ever been that happy?
Yeah, exactly.
don't think I
I've never thought, do you know what it is? I'm going to skip round the fucking forum. Not once. I'm like, I want to go home. I feel like
The
killing
forum's
myself.
like
I've
a
got to
really
go
rough
shopping.
fucking shopping centre from our
Yeah.
area. Just
Yeah, just to clarify, yeah, it's,
I've never thought I'd skip around the roughest place I could think of.
yeah. I've never ever thought I'd skip anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I've got kids, and
I skip in private.
yeah, well, like a real man,
I'm
I
like,
skip in
they're
private
like,
too.
why are you building this 6-foot fence around your back garden? You're just like, for privacy. And people think it's because your girlfriend's going to be sunbathing, but it's so I can do laps skipping around. I'm like,
Yeah, skipping laps. Just,
like,
I mean, like, people can say whatever they want about themselves now. Do you know what I mean? People can be trans, non-binary. I want to be fucking Down syndrome. I'm putting it out there now. Those are my pronouns. Down syndrome. Because they're so happy.
yeah.
I've never ever seen a miserable.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Is it? Oh, well, I was going to put this on TikTok, man. Oh, devastated. No, but seriously, like,
No, but you're right.
and I'm not
You're right.
saying it to be mean. I'm genuinely happy for them. I wish I could be as happy as them.
Yeah, I wish
Because
you could as well.
They're just, I'm
but
so
no,
depressed,
but
man. I just want
genuinely,
to kill myself because
like,
I'm not a Down syndrome.
I was looking at it recently because obviously I changed jobs quite recently, and I was actually looking at like care work because I was like, I could look after people with Down syndrome. Like, I shouldn't be allowed to, obviously, because I'm fucking unhinged.
Because you like to stab people for nothing, but
I was like, I could do that because they're just living their best life, but the pay is fucking embarrassingly bad. Do you know? What I
it
mean?
is like, yeah.
But I'm like, because obviously when I worked at like a fucking cinema in my fucking 20s and stuff, like you'd see carers come in all the time, just someone with looking after someone with Down syndrome, and they're just going to the cinema for the day, and I'm like, you're getting paid to go to the cinema today with the most entertaining person you could ever fucking meet.
That's
I'm like,
it.
That's a
the
job.
happiest guy on the planet,
You're
and
like,
that's
you're
your
the
job.
happiest guy on the planet, living his fucking best life, and you just get to go and watch films and listen to him laugh at the parts that aren't funny. Like, that's fucking amazing.
Sign me up. Do you know what I mean?
One guy
yeah,
used to come and he used to wear a full suit to the cinema, and he had like a really fancy Parker pen, and this was back like fucking, you know, like when I was 19, so it's like, you know, 20 million years ago. And it was like back then you used to have to like sign the tickets because it wasn't all done on the system. So like if you got a carer ticket, you needed like a signature on the back. And he would make you use his like fancy pen. He's like, use my pen, you know what I mean? You're like, I'm like, all right, man. It was like the nicest pen ever, and he fucking got a tux on. I'm like, he got up this morning, fucking put his tux on, tucked his fucking fancy pen. I'm like, he's living a life I'll never have.
He is like,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. But that's the thing of saying, like, if you are stupid, because I know, and I'm not being horrible, I know some fucking thick people, and they get up every morning and they go to work and they fucking didn't complain. They're not miserable, and they go home and then they sink some beers in front of the TV, and that's their life. They'll never go on holiday, they'll never do anything else, but that's their life, and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
And I think if you've got a degree of intelligence, if you've got a degree of intelligence, you're miserable doing that. But if you're thick, you're like, well, that's what I've got to do. That's what I've been told I have to do. So that's life. Everyone does that. And it's just, it must be beautiful to just be that thick and just fucking live your life that way. And I wish I could.
Same.
I wish I could sit here and be happy about YouTube and editing, but now I just want to kill myself.
Yeah.
I sit in front of it and I'm like, I'm going to procrastinate as long as I can and do one video all day because I hate my job.
Well, I hated my job in admin so much that I took a completely different style and went into a fucking trade job, fucking doing repair work. And now it's like the opposite. So instead of like sitting at home half the week or sitting in the office for a couple of days and being annoyed by everyone around us there because it's all office politics and it's like who's friends with this person, and I'm like, and fucking Tracy did this, and I'm like, I don't care, and who the fuck's Tracy? Like, I don't care about any of it. Then I've come to a different job that's more manual, thinking, well, at least I'll have time to think, and I'll not. And then instead it's like, yeah, I have time to think. I'm like, this job's destroying my body. Like,
yeah, well, that's it.
My knees are fucking shot, and I've only been doing it 6 months. I'm basically in constant pain. Like,
yeah,
and it's like
exactly.
in the evening, I kind of understand why, like, a lot of fucking trade jobs that come home and they just drink. I understand that because it's one for the pain, and then it's like you've got no fucking energy to do anything else. But for me, it's like I've got the physical pain, the no energy, and I'm like got the mental pain as well. I'm like, what am I doing? If I died right now, that'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. Like one of the lads I know, he literally does the same type of job as you.
Yeah.
But he can't drive because he's not smart enough to understand the road. But you know what I mean? So he'll go home, he'll get his special little taxi or whatever it is to get home, and then he'll just sit and drink. At the weekends, he'll go out and he'll smash some bird and do some coke.
Yeah.
And that's his life, and it will be until he dies. But he's okay with it.
It's mad though,
And
because it's that thing of like, obviously you need the fucking trades because they're the ones who build everything. Like,
oh yeah,
100%. You need them, but they are the fucking stereotype. Like, obviously, I'd never encountered it other than, I'd always worked like retail, call centers, or office jobs. So I'd never encountered it outside of what a normal person encounters, where you just see a work site. But you have that opinion in your mind of like, oh, white farm man and all that, and they're all just fucking, with their hands in their pants and stuff like that. But then it's like, now that I see it every day and I'm on sites and stuff, they are exactly like that.
Yeah,
half of them are fucking just absolute morons with the fucking hand in their pants. Like, there'll be a lad talking to you going, I was fucking telling this last, and then our fucking boyfriend looked at me, and he's literally basically having a wank in front of you.
Yeah, he's touching his
like
dick.
Fucking having a wank and sniffing his fingers after his little pants wank. And then he'll be like fucking straight after like telling you the fucking story, like it's big, and then he fucking looked at my lass. I fucking knocked him out. I thought, I'll come round with it. I'll take my hammer around his house, like, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go back to repairing this door.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm going to go home and cry for choosing this job.
What do you do again? Oh, you do the bricks. Is there not some bricks that need bricking? You know what I mean?
You go and sit in the van and I'll do your job.
Please.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I need to show you a fucking video, actually, because this is going to... I saved this for you. So this happened this week, and we'll have to blur it out. But you have to see it, basically. So it was on site the other day, and it was like a council site. So it was like a fucking site for like a council, and we're just doing normal site works. Across the car park, there was like some trees, and one of the lads was like, "Oh, I think there's some guy in the bushes having a fucking piss." No, he's fully naked having a wank.
Oh,
fully naked.
Wicked. Show us.
And
send us the video so I can watch it over and over. Oh, no.
I don't know if you can fucking see that. You see him in the trees.
I can't really say anything.
I'll have to send it. But we'll
have to send us it.
We'll have to fucking blur it out anyway. But literally, fucking guy in the... we're just like, what's he doing? And it was just like... at first we thought, obviously, he's peeing. But then you could see clothes hanging up on, like, a fucking... that branch or some shit. And then he's fully naked. And he's like...
Having a danger wank.
Fat dude. And then he notices us looking at him. Because we're like, 200, 300 fucking yards away back at the vans looking at him. And he's like looking at her and still talking. I'm like,
oh,
he likes the attention.
Yeah, that's
Obviously,
it.
you couldn't really say anything because he was so far away and he was like an obese man with a tiny penis. You know what I mean? And we're all one bad day away from it. You know what I mean?
But being obese with a tiny penis, I'm there, bro.
No, but I mean, wanking in public. We've already clocked the first one. Clocked it.
Oh, right. I was going to say completed that,
it
mate.
Fit.
Yeah, it doesn't.
So
this is the only one that does now.
This is actually a blanket with a hole in it. This is a
Stop
cape.
telling people. Yeah, it was.
So the fucking site called the police and he got arrested, which was hilarious.
Rightly so.
Which was but you could just kind of make it up. But it was so funny because I sent that to my friend and my friend Gav, and I said to him, and he was like, "Oh, that's so weird because have you seen this video that's going on round at the minute?" And there's like some video, and I think it's Mexico or something because like the signs in the background look like foreign, and I'm racist, so I'm like probably Mexico. And no, not really. So there's like an old guy at a petrol station standing in the fucking petrol forecourt with his pants like a little bit down. He's got his cock out, pulling it, and he's got the fucking petrol pump, and he's sticking up his arse.
Oh,
and he
nah.
looks to the right where someone's filming, and he goes like, oh, and then at that point,
Yeah.
like pulls it out of his arse and like fucking pulls his pants up. But it's like you were in the forecourt, like
Yeah.
someone was going to see you. So I don't even know why he was like shocked when he was seen. He had like
Yeah.
he had this part. He had like that kind of, you know, like when someone's like looks almost like a fucking shaved gorilla. I mean, he's a white guy, but you know, like when someone just looks like a shaved gorilla, he's just like, oh. He looked
Yeah.
like who's that
What?
fucking actor, off Sons of Anarchy, who played Clay, and he was Hellboy as well.
Oh, Ron
He
Perlman.
looked like Ron Perlman.
Maybe it was Ron
Perlman. Your
Perlman.
arse, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
fucking hell. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
You see, now all those jokes about petrol pumps are actually starting to click in my head because I hadn't seen the original video, but I've seen loads of people with petrol pumps and like people drawing pictures of people sniffing them and that.
Yeah, that's
Like
yeah.
when it isn't just petrol you can smell, and like, now I know why.
You're like, that's not diesel.
That's anus.
That's man.
So
diesel.
yeah. But no, I hadn't seen that. But yeah, send us the video. I'll have a
like
have a-
send
have
us
a watch.
all of a wank. Yeah. I'll watch.
I'll have a wank, yeah. I mean, it's just two obese guys with small penises. We've got a lot in common. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's my nightly wank planned. Can't wait. Rubbing me hands in excitement.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, the
but-
other thing I had to bring up as well was, did you see that the portal thing?
Oh
Like the
yeah, some
Dublin,
bird got our tits out.
Yeah, like the Dublin
Yeah.
fucking. I just thought it was brilliant. Like, obviously they've got the fucking 2 cameras either side, and the best part for me was like it got taken down after a week because obviously the people from Dublin weren't hinged. And I actually think this is like a really uniquely British thing. Like I think it's like
Yeah.
anyone fucking from Great Britain or Ireland, like I think they knew that was a bad idea. Like they
Yeah.
know, like you know that I think intrinsically, like I know that I wouldn't work fucking in fucking Newcastle. That wouldn't work
Yeah.
in Newcastle.
No.
That wouldn't work in Scotland. That wouldn't work in Wales. It wouldn't work in London. It wouldn't work. You know what I mean? Like just knowing that about Britain, I'm not sure the rest of fucking Europe and the world understand that. You know what I mean? Because like someone must have fucking thought that this was going to be like this really great cultural exchange, but it got taken down after a week. And obviously the one that's going viral the most is some lass getting her boobs out, and obviously she's showing people in New York her boobs, and like there's some old guy.
Yeah,
and then
that's
there's like a
right.
kid, and someone's like, "Oh, the kid," and I'm like, "Kids love tits as well. They literally
Yeah.
suck on them for life. It's fine." Like everyone loves tits. Like let's stop pretending. But like
Yeah.
that wasn't what was the best one. Is you see a lass from New York and they're doing that like gay fucking the heart fucking symbol. You know, they're like, "Oh yeah,
Right.
hearts." Like we love you. Like probably pronouncing it fucking ridiculous. We love you, Dublin. Dublin.
Yeah, yo, Dublin.
We love you, Edinburgh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wherever they'll pronounce.
Edinburgh.
We love Birmingham. Birmingham
Yeah.
is great. You know what I mean? Like, so
Did you hear? I'll
No,
let
go
you
for it.
finish 2 seconds. Did you hear Rob McElhenney, the guy from It's Always Sunny, say Blythe? He's like, Wrexham are playing Blythe this weekend. Like, it's like Blythe, though. Blythe.
Hey, they're fighting Blitz. They're fighting a blimp.
They're playing Blythe.
All right,
like,
jeez.
come on. I mean, I love the guy, but come
Yeah, I
on,
love
Blythe. Really, bro?
But
But yeah, sorry.
So, like, fucking, she's like, someone's doing like a love heart, like, yeah, we love you, fucking Ireland, whatever. And then
Edinburgh.
the person from Ireland puts a phone camera up, and it's a video of the Twin Towers and the plane going in. Fucking 9/11, just like,
Oh shit! Like, remember the biggest tragedy you've ever? Yeah, fuck me.
that's literally the funniest thing I think I've.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't think Americans understand our humor. Do you know? We're all pricks.
We
you know
are
what I mean?
pricks.
We are proper
and
dickheads.
and it's really funny
So,
to her to be
obviously-
a prick as well. Like that's like,
yeah, it is.
that's funny. Do you know what I mean? So,
It
like,
is. It's hilarious.
being a
That is
bastard.
great.
And it's like I said, I think anyone from Great Britain could have went, well, that's exactly how that'll go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you would have guessed the 9/11 thing,
Definitely.
but you go like, yeah, we'll fucking ruin that. Someone had their cock out.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
someone's
they-
someone's gonna ruin that for
You
them,
know what I mean?
and it is like. But I think that speaks to us as as people, because
is
that's
surprising, though,
always
because-
what we're gonna do.
Because like New York is like known as being like the craziest part of America. You know what I mean? Like where it's like
Yeah,
per capita, like that's where you're most likely to encounter crazy people is New York.
yeah,
So it is quite surprising that it was only kind of that one sided. But I just feel like we just, you know, like how you like I do think New York would have got there. Like I think it would eventually got there. It's just we're already there.
yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah.
And it's
Eventually, they would have been drive-by shooting people on the thing, like definitely shooting someone AR-15s and stuff because it's America. So
yeah, the portal has suffered a drive-by. Of course, 14 children were killed, but I mean that's normal for America. So all we care about is the fucking screen cracking.
well, that's it. Yeah, the screen being damaged is their priority, so that'll be fixed immediately.
It wasn't so much that the bullet did a lot of damage. It was the bullet chipped the glass, but then a fragment of child's brain got in, and then that ruined the wiring.
That ruined that's
kids ruining it again.
Yeah, kids ruining it again. I mean, how dare they?
Send someone to a school with a gun right now? Fucking
yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't put the portal in a school just so we could witness a shooting in 4D or whatever you want to call it. Do you know what I mean? Look, a little Timmy's dead. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all mortified, and they're like, just another day in California. Like, bro, it's not acceptable. Stop the guns. Like, we've had one school shooting in Dunblane or something, was it?
Yeah, was that?
Yeah.
Was that like what?
One.
20 years ago?
Yeah, in the 90s, one, they were like, well, best ban guns then, because that makes common sense. But America's like, no, it's not the guns, it's the people. Yeah, it's the people, but they have guns.
It's the people, but they have access to guns.
But they have access to guns. Yeah, but you never know, it might stop you, but it won't though, because you've got mentals with guns. They've banned cream eggs in America, but not AR-15s. Do you know what I mean? Oh no, it's a choking hazard.
You know what I mean? No one's putting guns up their bums, or are they?
Well, I mean, cream eggs are choking hazard. Yeah, but so's a fucking bullet in your throat. Do you know what I mean? I know which one I'd rather
you say
ban.
that though, but like you gotta admit, guns are pretty badass. So like if
they are.
guns were here, I guarantee that fucking all the toys behind you definitely have a fucking AR-15 on that shelf. I guarantee it. I'd put a
don't get us wrong. I do like guns.
If you were
I just don't like guns that shoot children. Do you know what I mean? Like, pick a harder target, you pussy. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like that's the only argument for guns. Is like, yeah, but guns are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
they are. I'm not going to deny it. I love guns, but like, let's be honest. Like, they're using them to kill kids. Like, being an adult, do you know what? Kill a man. Do you know what I mean? Both of you have guns and meet up like the Old West and fucking duel. Do you know what I mean? The winner doesn't get arrested. That's badass as shit. Not unarmed school children. You're a fucking pussy, mate. You need to sort your life out. Like, what do you think you're going to get? I just don't understand it. Don't shoot up gay clubs either. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just let them mince.
Gay,
just
actually.
Go and shoot a real man.
That's actually gay, is to go and shoot. You know, right? I'm gonna go shoot up a gay club. Well, why do you know where the gay club is, you fucking faggot?
Yeah, no, you need more. There's more questions here. Like, they'll disregard the fact that he murdered 18 gays. Yeah. Like, but how did you know where that club was? How did you get in? Because it's only private access only. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gay. Shut up.
It's that classic joke of, like, you know, when you try and get someone to look down, you go, oh, look, mate, you've dropped a gay card. That's how he got in the club to fucking shoot it up. It's like, he actually had a membership.
Yeah. And a pink AR-15, you know what I mean? With Mr. Beast or something written on the side.
I meant like a Mr. Blobby fucking AR-15.
Yeah, that's
like spots on the side and shit.
I want that, you know what I mean?
What was that fucking Mr. Blobby theme park where it fucking failed? Like, they tried to do like a Mr. Blobby theme park. It was called like Dun Blobbin'. And, I'd have a fucking...
How did that feel? I would have went just off the name alone. That's the first time I've ever heard of it.
There's pictures of it and everything. Like, it's pictures of it like closed and like kind of overgrown. It's like dystopian as fuck, but it actually looks cool as fuck. But it's called like Dun Blobbin', so like I would totally have like a fucking camo on my fucking AR-15. It'd be like Mr. Blobby's fucking pink and yellow spots, and I'd call it like Dun Fraggin' or something like that.
Oh, that's great. I want one. But yeah, I mean, guns are cool as shit, and I would have guns. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think it's a pussy move to go and murder kids at a school. Yeah.
But it's not
like,
even
have a duel.
It's the thing is you're talking about like a pussy move, which I agree, but it's normally fucking retarded fucking 15-year-old kids who are doing it.
Oh well, that's it. Yeah,
it's basically incels. It's like a 15-year-old who cannot see that like. He's 15, and when he's 20s, he probably will get shagged at some point.
Yeah.
Like, you probably
Well,
will
that's
find
it.
you probably will find a woman who's down on her luck enough to actually shag him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
well,
he
that's
cannot
it.
see that at 15. He's like at 15. I'm just ostracized and everyone thinks I'm a prick. And you're like, yeah, you're 15, mate. I'm like, when you're 25 and you're ostracizing a prick, then you can maybe think about shooting a place up.
Yeah, then kill a bunch of kids at 25. You fucking. Then you're an adult.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And also, like, did you actually give it a good go though? Like, I feel like you have to have made like a real times. Like, have you actually tried to talk to women? Well, I've looked at them from a safe distance and I've sent them pictures of my penis. That's not how you do it, man.
No, that's not how you do
You need to go
it.
up, speak to them, kind of suck at it for a while, and get better over
Yeah.
time.
But yeah, I mean, there's a rise in femme cells now as well,
What
which
the
I couldn't
fuck's a
believe.
femcel?
Well, it's a female incel.
Oh,
like
right, okay.
they literally like, I'm never gonna get a boyfriend, so they sit watching weird like gruesome porn. Like I watched a documentary on it.
Yeah,
Like,
I love how they escalated to gruesome porn. You're like,
Yeah,
well,
like
I'm never
they're on
gonna
the
find
dark web
someone,
and-
so I've got to watch dragons fucking pandas. Like, what else could I do?
It's not even that. It's like she was watching people get their heads cut off and that, and she was like,
Oh, so she was just
"This
like,
is what I do."
This is what I do. I watch snuff to
Scroll,
feel
yeah.
something.
Yeah, and but it's a dangerous thing, like these incels, because they even have like Twitter accounts and stuff now, and it's always like the woman's fault. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get us wrong, like women are to blame for some things, much like men are,
Yeah.
but they blame everything. It's like Andrew Tate on acid.
Jesus.
It's like, if she doesn't like me, she deserves to die.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, mate, you stood outside her house in the bushes. Do you know what I mean? With fucking binoculars.
Yeah.
In a journal, writing down every time she poops, and then you hand it to him like, this is how many times you poop a month. That's not normal behaviour. Do you know what I
think
mean?
It's just people just don't. It's one of those things, you know, like how school doesn't teach you anything that's helpful for life. Obviously, school doesn't.
Yeah.
School doesn't want to teach you sex education. Like America's massive for it. You know, like they're like, and our schools
Yeah.
fucking like, we're not teaching sex education to kids. It's like, so school's obviously not going to teach you sex education, or it's going to do the bare minimum. It's not going to teach you how to pull. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's because like people, blokes, especially if you don't have like a fucking older brother or you don't have a fucking dad who will fucking tell you, like, if it doesn't come naturally to you, you need someone to kind of fucking say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't come naturally to me at all. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, it was just like my friends would just literally say like, yeah, you're gonna go up to girls and you're gonna fucking say how's it going, and they're gonna tell you to fuck off, and he's just like, and you just need to go sound, have a good night, and then move on.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and literally talk to the next girl. And just keep doing it. And he's like, you suck at it. He's just like, think of it like, obviously as a gamer. He's like, think of it as a game. He's like, the first time you played a shooter, he was like, were you good? And he was like, no. He was like, you were fucking shit. And how many times did you die? He was like, well, that's what you got to do. You've got to keep dying to get better.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what
it.
you've got to kind of do. And it's like that with just about everything. Like, that's how you learn just about anything. But that's what I do, to the point where, like, you know, in my 20s, I was like going up to a girl and being like, oh yeah, you're gorgeous. She'd be like, fuck off. And I was like, oh, sorry, I was talking to your mate. Like, I'd say it in front of her to me. You know what I mean? Then I made it laugh and
Yeah,
I'd start
man.
talking to our fucking friend, you know what I mean? Like, and you just keep failing. And like,
Yeah.
but I think the problem
being
is
rejected
people
is
don't want,
is part of the thing.
people don't want the rejection so much that they'll not even try. So like,
Yeah, well, that's it.
at the place I fucking started, there's a guy who left, and he was like, I think he's in his 30s. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was like 32, something like that. You know, like not far off my age, like just a bit younger than that, and full beard and everything. You know, like a grown ass man, and was a virgin. And I was just like,
Holy shit.
and it's like, but I spoke to him, and he's sound.
Yeah.
Like when you speak to him, it's just like he's fine. Like he could definitely have a girlfriend. It's like the reason he doesn't have a girlfriend is he's too scared to go and speak to girls and be rejected.
To be told no.
To be,
Do you know what I mean?
or he's too much of a simp for a girl. You know what I mean? Like you just be like you'd be friends with a girl for like years who isn't interested in him. It's like, girl's not interested in you, mate. Just didn't bother with him. Just move
Paya,
on.
do you know what I mean? Fucking, I don't get that friend zone shit.
me
Like, oh
neither.
yeah, he's my best friend. Like everyone's like, oh, you look like a good couple. Then on the picture, I was like, oh, it's the date with my best friend. LOL, and like, mate, you can see the fucking death in his eyes. He's like, I just touched my penis once. Like, mate, it's not happening. Pie the bitch and find somebody else. Because
you need to
she's
have,
using you.
You need to have this self-respect where it's like, it doesn't matter whether you're good looking or the best person or the smartest. You're still deserving of someone. So you just need to fucking get amongst it. So like for me, for example, I remember I was seeing a girl who was fucking probably one of the best looking girls I've ever seen, like really good looking woman, shagging her and everything, you know, like fucking just casual sex, whatever. And then, you know, like, this has been going on for like 2 months. And then she was like, I've got something to tell you. And I'm thinking, fucking, don't be pregnant. Don't be pregnant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Ooh.
you know, like, what's this
Yeah.
going to be? And she was like, oh, yeah, I met up with my ex-boyfriend like a couple of days ago for a coffee. And I was like, I'm not really arsed that you did that, but it's more the fact that you didn't tell us at the time, and now you're like telling us it later, like it's this big event. And I was just like, and I just thought like, and I just ended up saying, I was just like, I'm no one's like second choice. And don't get us wrong, I am, of course, I'm probably many people's fucking last choice. You know what I mean? Arguably, I'm a lot of people's no choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
well,
like,
that's it.
but I was just like, but I'm no one's second choice. I'm just like, it's sound. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you still have feelings for your ex-boyfriend, because I wouldn't be going for a coffee with any of my exes, even the ones who I still think are like sound. Like, I still wouldn't be fucking hanging out with them willingly.
Well, that's
especially
it,
when I'm in a relationship with someone else. Or like even if I'm in like a fucking casual fucking thing with someone else, unless you still have feelings for that person. So I'm just like, so go be with him sort of thing. And then she was like, no, but I want to be with you, blah blah. And then I literally just like stopped contact. And then seen her a few months later, like on a night out, and she was like drunk as fuck. She was like, oh, I love you, and I was like, you like was shagged for a couple of months. You don't even know us. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, you love your ex-boyfriend, and he didn't want you back. So like, here I am, sloppy seconds. You won us now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not arsed.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's
and you need that self-respect to fucking, you know what I mean, get in that situation. But too many guys are just like, well, what about rejection? Like, you have as much chance of giving rejection as dishing it out. At any point, you can pull back your feelings, just like at any point they can pull back their feelings. And you need to be aware of that. So you should just speak to someone.
I think it's mad.
And
yeah.
see how it goes. And if they're not for you, just say sound and move on to the next one.
Yeah. But that's it. I think it's the rise of like fucking Twitch and all those e-thoughts or whatever they're called. Like, I've got no issue with that. If you're stupid enough to give that woman fucking 50 quid for a fart in a jar, you're the problem, not her.
I wish I had one right now and I could just open it and sniff it and
just sniff it.
And be like, and then never mention it.
I think that's it. Like in their head, they're like, "Oh, I've give her money. Eventually, she'll be mine," and it's never going to happen. Like if for some chance you've found this podcast, look, I'm going to look you in the fucking eyes. That woman that you fucking love, she doesn't care about you, mate. Yeah. So fucking find someone else.
You're
because they don't
in the friend zone.
Yeah, that's it. You choose to pay this woman you don't really know money so she can then go on holiday and shag her boyfriend in a different place, because that's what's happening. Even the ones who say they're single, a majority of them aren't single because they know it brings in the audience. Because if they say, "Oh, I've got a boyfriend,"
what's that big one? Fucking. I'm
Amon Rand
yeah,
for
that
something.
One. The ginger lass or whatever. She was like that. It was someone like they found out she'd had like a boyfriend after all these years. Like the whole time he literally lived in the house she was streaming in, because she was like living in a fucking mansion or something. And he must like walked past in the background. Everyone's like, "Who the fuck's that?" And like some guy was like, "Oh yeah, I fucking give like the last of me fucking wage this month and all that." And like fucking I struggled to eat this week because I thought I thought we had a connection, like
fucking hell,
a relationship. And
you
trust
don't.
me, a relationship and like is not based on fucking money. Like
no matter what Andrew Tate says,
don't buy women drinks as well when you're on a night out and it's not your girlfriend. Don't buy the girl drink. Don't go up to a girl who's really attractive and be like, "Oh yeah, can I get you a drink?" Nope, she'll just take the drink and fuck off. I've done it. I made that mistake when I was like 17 or 18 or some shit. Like, don't do that. Just go up to a girl who you're interested in and say, "I couldn't help but notice you. A fucking plate just fell off in me fucking room." What? Just a ghost plate. It's just because I've got so much fucking dirty plates that I just pile up because I can't be arsed. Just falling all over the place. Just go up to a fucking girl and just be like, I noticed you across the bar, whatever. I think you're gorgeous. Love to get to know you, whatever. What's your name? What do you do? What you wearing?
Yeah.
Do you dress to the left? Oh wait, why have you got a penis? What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, just fucking go up, and then obviously she can literally say like, she could literally either talk to you, she might politely entertain you, or she might fucking be into you, or she might fuck you off. But when she fucks you off, just actually, it's hard, and it hurts maybe the first 2-3 times, but then you realize afterwards, you're like, especially if you're on a night out and you've had a couple of drinks, you realize like, that didn't actually hurt because it doesn't fucking matter. Like nobody cares. Yeah. Like even to the point where like me and my friends laugh at each other. Like in the past, we used to be like on nights out and would laugh if like one of the lads failed. But it's because we knew he'd succeed at some point anyway. And when he succeeded and you'd fucking see him, you'd be going, "Get in, lad, go on." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
but
that's
like,
it.
Because it doesn't matter. So you just go up and she goes like, "I've got a boyfriend." Even if she doesn't have a boyfriend, just saying that I've had it where a girl said, "I've got a boyfriend." And I go, "Oh, no worries. I hope you have a class night. See you later. Sorry for bothering you," whatever. And then you just move on. And then that girl's come back and talk to us, and she was like, "Oh, well, I don't actually have a boyfriend. It's just I hate creeps coming up and talking to us." And then she started talking to me. Yeah. And I'm just like, so...
Because Yeah, I mean, they've already got that fucking, like, backup because there is creeps, you know what I mean? Like, my oldest, she doesn't, like, go running by herself because she's, like, 19 and all the men do is, like, say shit. And so there is creeps out there, so I understand that. But rejection, like, fucking, it changes nothing. If a woman you don't know says to you, oh, no, I'm not interested, it might sting for a bit, do you know what I mean? But there's other women out there, and even fuck ugly men. And I mean, I'm not the most attractive bloke on the planet, right?
I'd track you.
Or even the most... Don't say that out on this. You'll have to do it now. Anyway,
that's going on Patreon. No, the sex is on Patreon.
Yes, but like, yeah, I don't understand the. Well, but what if she says no? So fuck. Move on. Find somebody else. Oh no, she said no, and it literally changed nothing. You still fucking.
It saved both your time. The last thing you want to be with is
that's it.
Most of the time, even some of the girls who say yes, you realise that this person's not for me. Most people you fucking first start seeing, you're like, I said yes, but like she's a fucking head case, or like we just don't click, or we argue all the time, or whatever. You know what I mean? What's really shocking, I think, is from the other side of the guys who are incels to probably find out is like I used to think this when I was 14. I was thinking like sex could never be bad. Like I used to think that when I was like 14. I was like, oh, we have sex. Sex sounds so good. There's no way sex will ever be bad. And I'm like the first few times I had sex, it was pretty shit. Like I was like, this is really underwhelming. And then also in later life, like in my 20s and stuff, I had sex with women who were like just terrible. And you think, how can a woman be terrible? But it's like, trust us, dude, they can be terrible.
Oh yeah, kind of like pillow princesses.
You can really
and shit,
find women who don't try at all.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. I know a lad, like I won't say his name, but
Keith.
He's been in love. Keith, I will call him Keith for the sake of
this. That 3-4.
Keith, yeah. This lad called Keith, right? It would be weird as fuck if he was actually called Keith, wouldn't it? And now everyone's like, that's a fake name, and it's actually him. It's Keith.
342 Keith Lane. What?
He does. Keith Lane, Keith Town.
Keith Town, USA.
But anyway, like he's had this thing for this woman for 5 years. Proper in love with her. Said he'd raise her kid and everything. And she keeps him in the friend zone. And I messaged him like a year or two ago. I was like, mate, just fucking pie her. Just go and find somebody else because he's single. Waiting for this woman to leave her boyfriend to be with him because he loves her.
By someone else, and he's just like, but one day it'll be me. It's like
one day it'll be me.
It will never be you unless
she's never touching his dick.
Unless her life absolutely falls apart and you're that, and I mean like falls apart, like the boyfriend leaves and she becomes destitute, and the only way to fucking continue to put food in her kid's mouth is you. That's probably the only.
Yeah, well,
the thing is, when I used to when I first moved in with my girlfriend, we had a flatmate who was a lass, and she had like 5 friend zones, and I'm not kidding, like 4 times a week they would take her out for food. A different guy would just take her out and pay for her dinner, and she would never fuck any of them. She called them the friend zones to us. She's like, oh yeah, I'm going out with one of the fucking friend zones, and it'd be like some guy who's mad. Like, he thinks that at some point he's gonna get a fuck. But all she's doing is just paying for her fucking weekly thing because she's skint. So she's just like, well, yeah, I'm going for sushi tonight. And I'm thinking, yeah, you couldn't afford sushi otherwise.
Well, that's it,
I mean? But I'm just like, if I knew that guy who was one of my friends, I'd be like, don't be taking some bitch out for sushi who isn't fucking...
Yeah, well, exactly.
I've had a girl say to us, come back to mine for a blowjob. And I was like, and she lived quite far away. And I was like, traveling all that way for a blowjob isn't worth it.
It's not acceptable, like the amount of diesel.
Yeah, and then she was going, well, I said blowjob, but I mean sex. And I was like, well, I'll come over for sex. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I'm not coming.
Good stuff, though. None of this pillow shit.
Like, it's like, I'll just have a wank and imagine it's fine. Like,
yeah, well, that's it.
I mean, I'll save the 40 quid taxi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, I think incels, all of them, I think the problem would be solved if they just got laid. They'd be like, oh, I'm not angry anymore for some reason. Yeah, because you've actually had a girl now. They're just so mad and angry. Like, well, what
I would recommend to a lot of guys who think that they're incels is try and work in places where there's a lot of women, because you get better at talking to women the more you do. You get better at anything the more you do it. But like, I think like, like for example, in my industry, like working on like the trade sites, it's like 99% men. So like, if you work in an industry, it's 99% men. You're never having any exposure to women. And then if you're an incel on top of that, and you're obviously like scared of women, or you're not confident around them. You're never getting any fucking practice, and then you're in it. Like, especially if you don't drink. Like, if you're someone who's not a big going out, because you yourself, you're not a big go out person. Like, go out on the drink person. You're like, you like a drink, but you don't go out drinking, clubbing sort of thing. Whereas, like, obviously, I did that in my 20s, which I think's why I'm like confident in talking to women, because I just kept going and kept failing until I got good at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you never do that, but the other side of that is working like companies, like working supermarkets and things like that, and like, you know, like cinemas and places where it's 50-50, there's loads of women, so you're going to be interacting with girls. Because what the thing is when I worked in like cinemas, I noticed was like the girls would tell you about their relationships and stuff, and tell you what guys were doing and stuff, and being like, oh, this guy did this and he fucked us off, and I'm not going with this guy because of this. And then you can sometimes learn from other guys' mistakes what not to do, because she'll go like, well, he did this, and I thought I'm never speaking to him again. I think, well, never do that. You know what I mean? Never strangle a woman. What? And I was like, I'm taking that off my list of things I was gonna do. What? You know what I mean?
Just don't be weird. You know what I mean? And accept no as an answer.
Yeah.
Like. I can understand it. It's like anxiety, isn't it? Like, if say you're scared of going out the house, the longer you stay indoors, it's going to be harder for you to go out. So you just tackle it head on. Just fucking right. I like that girl. I'm going to say something. She says no. I'm not going to take fucking offense. I'm not going to go on an insult forum and like, oh, all bitches need to die. Just be like, she said no. I'll try again with somebody else. Eventually, somebody's going to say yes, and then you're going to get a date, and then you'll just not be as angry. I mean, don't get us wrong, I'm angry all the time, but
the thing as well
like,
is eventually you'll get that
getting
date.
pussy solves half of that. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is
it really does.
You'll eventually get a date, and you go out with a girl, and you realize like, oh, now I've just got a whole new bunch of problems instead.
Yeah, well,
like,
that's
what's
it.
Weird
Exactly.
is, like, pussy didn't solve all my problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty fucking good, but like,
yeah.
I'm like, well,
now you've got chores.
I'm like, but why am I still depressed? Like,
yeah, because you've got chores and you've got to meet our family and our friends and you've got to pretend to like them all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just be a fucking incel instead. I take back everything I said. Don't have sex. It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
I think that's the perfect fucking place to end. We might do another episode on Patreon. We might not. Anyway, subscribe, like it, share it with other. Share it with the incels.
Share it with the incels. We agree with you now. Plot twist. Just don't shoot kids. There we go.
Mending on that.